Are there plants that you shouldn't grow in semi-hydro? I always say no. There are no plants that you shouldn't not grow in semi-hydroponics. This is what I believe. I believe Leca or any semi-hydroponic medium like pond, they're just a substrate. They're just the thing that the plant lives in. It's about managing the reservoir and all the other conditions that your plant lives in. So for example, this is a plant that ideally should not be living in a hydro environment. It's a codex plant. It's got, that big potato-y thing right in the middle there. And this plant does not grow in a place where it's exposed to a lot of water. Now, when I got this plant, it was living in soil, and I transitioned it from living in soil to living in Leca, and it's doing so beautifully. If you want to find out how I did that, just click on the link above and it'll take you to that video. But this is a completely new leaf that wasn't there at all. And all I did with this particular plant is manage the reservoir. So I know that this plant does not like to be wet. It doesn't like wet feet, so bad things will happen. So I've got a very small reservoir. That's literally a plant tray onto which I put a little bit of solution and I put that there, and that's it. So at some point, this plant actually does run a little bit dry because I haven't gotten to the reservoir yet, but it just gets the bare minimum and that plant is thriving. So in my mind, it's not about whether a plant can grow in Leca or not. I think all plants can grow in Leca, but it's about how you're managing the reservoir and the rest of the conditions around the plant that will allow it to thrive. So it's always about trying to mimic the conditions that a plant is used to get it used to living in the way that you want it to live based on how you've moved it from where it was before to how you want it to live now. So it's just that transition and making that transition as smooth as possible. So conditions that the plant knows, gently moving it to the conditions that you want it to live in, which is what's happened with my plant now living in Leca.